sent this probe into space, we had no idea whether we would actually get a response or whether an intelligent alien species would actually decipher what we wanted them to decipher. But boy, were we surprised when we actually got a response back from them. And the shape and behavioral characteristics of these aliens were actually beyond our wildest imaginations. We could not even begin to imagine that a species like this existed outside of planet Earth. Planet is actually the second planet in a very weird solar system. They have this huge red giant on one side and a white dwarf, which form a nice binary star system, and all the planets are actually lodged in the middle. Because they basically have two stars, they practically get daylight every single hour of the day. Also extremely large tidal forces, which make this planet a very volcanic and very dangerous place to live in. But another interesting side effect was that because there was a large amount of volcanic activity, it led to lots of flat terrains with very hard ground. And basically this led to the evolution of a whole bunch of species which had wheels on them, simply because having wheels made it really fast for them to move around. And in this planet it actually became a matter of the survival of the fastest and not a matter of the survival of the fittest anymore, which is pretty cool in my opinion, because that completely introduces a new aspect of Darwinian evolution. So when these guys actually ended up sending us photographs of themselves, we were like very surprised, because they were like extremely weird. They had these wheels that they used to move around with. They had a single eye which could see 360 degrees, but it was not like any of our eyes. I mean, it wasn't a fixed frequency band. They could change the frequency band that they actually sought. They could see like infrared, low red, and also microwave. And they could basically switch between them using these filters that they had on their eyes. And they had this tentacle-like thing. Well, it's actually a trunk that they use to breathe in air and nutrients, and that's how they feed themselves. And this was what they used to basically tap on the ground. And their wheels, or not wheels, but the things they use to move around, is extremely sensitive to these vibrations, and that's how they actually communicate with each other. So whenever these guys like form in packs and they hear some sort of geyser going off, they basically just get together and just race towards that, simply to get the nutrients as fast as they can before another pack comes in and gets it. So it created a very interesting evolutionary dynamic within their system.
When I was asked to make the probe back during the project, they wanted me to create something they could listen to and respond to pretty much any creature imaginable. This was a tough task, but they gave me a good enough budget to do it, and I stayed well within that budget. So this probe was pretty much loaded up with a whole ton of things for recording the environment. So basically we added directional microphones, radar, wide-angle and telescopic cameras, touch-sensitive skin thanks to the unmouse pad of Siggraph 2009, infrared and laser range scanning, and an electronic nose. Additionally, we ended up putting speakers mounted on a robotic arm, electromagnetic wave generators at most frequencies like lights, infrared lamps, microwave and radio antennas, fans, 2D, 3D, and holographic displays, and limited smell generators. We ended up calling the probe the Alienator, and it had everything humanly imaginable that could be used as a communication device.
When we designed this probe, we never expected to have as much success as we have already had. Over 20 years ago, it landed on the alien planet. When the probe landed on the planet, it ran through a certain series of tests to see how these animals would communicate with it. First, for example, it sent sound waves into the air around them, or lights would flash on the probe. Our best example was when we angled sound waves to the ground, that would actually give us a reaction from the animals. After we could get our first reaction from the animals, the probe started going through different frequencies and pitches to make sure to see which they would agree with, if it was a good reaction or a bad reaction, so that later on throughout the years it would start learning from them and they could learn from it, and then that's how it began to teach them.
We try to give them the feeling of watching the sunset near the beach. After several tests, we found this creature is sensitive to light, sound vibrations, and towards the ground and the wind. So we proceed to convey the sun sign near a beach. We first noticed that this creature is very more active when they see lights like microwave. So we decrease the intensity of microwave, then they can feel the sun is going down. And by sending them the feeling of waves is kind of tricky, because this creature has some positive reaction and negative reaction towards different frequency of vibrations. So we try to rumbling on the ground to create some high frequency vibration which will make this creature feel happy, and we adjust the frequency according to the light to make them feel the feeling of the waves. We also use the fans on our machine to generate wind to give them the feeling of the breeze. We intensify the speed of the fan and we suddenly stop it at the last moment of the sunset. Then they can have the feeling of the sun is vanished. After this, we feel that they seem to act very happy and give us very positive reactions after they feel the sunset, and after the sun disappears, we feel that they act very peacefully, like they really see the sunset.